Yeah, or we can wait to approve that, or we can approve the removal of everyone's comments.
Yep,
Well, it's just,
yep. I don't know what happened to the corrected, the hard or the electronic copy of the corrected one, so that's still wrong.
I don't know where it is.
thank you.
I'm not sure.
Full circle, Dean, full circle. We're just gonna put it off. After all
We
these
don't have
years.
them.
Yeah.
Here, Bill.
And here I am sitting here, and here you are sitting
Is that
there.
yours? That's his?
I'm trying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, I'm sure he'd be interested to hear that.
Okay, 7 o'clock, like call meeting to order. Roll call.
Barlow.
Here.
Bowers.
Yep.
Brem.
Here.
Jarvis.
Here.
McLean.
Here.
Nesbit.
Here.
Rezegi.
Here.
Stenzel-Barton.
Here.
Tassava.
Here. Okay, please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Did everybody get a chance to look at the agenda? We have one change here. Item 5A, approval of the corrected minutes of the September 9th, 2024 regular meeting. We're going to take those off. They'll be on your next meeting packet. So I entertain a motion to approve the changes and approve the
I'll make the motion
agenda.
to approve the agenda with the removal of 5A.
Support. Okay, motion by McLean, supported by Jarvis, to approve the minutes of the September 23rd, 2024, I'm not getting there yet. Approve the agenda with a modification of eliminating item 5A. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Okay, item 5, approval of the minutes of the September 23rd, 2024 regular meeting minutes. Everybody get a chance to look at those?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes as written.
Support. Okay, motion by McLean, supported by Jarvis, to approve the minutes of the September 23rd, 2024 regular meeting minutes. Any comments? Roll call.
Bowers.
Me?
Yes.
I thought you started with him. Okay, yeah.
Brem.
Yes.
Jarvis.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Nesbit.
Yes.
Rezegi.
Yes.
Stenzel-Barton.
Yes.
Barlow.
Yes.
Tassava.
Yes. Okay, item 6, public hearing. At this time, I'd like to open the public hearing, and anybody that has a comment, consider granting a commercial rehab exemption certificate for 420 East Mill Street LLC for the property located at 328 and 420 East Mill Street, Hastings, Michigan, 49058, parcel 0555001001002, and 0855001001004. This time, anybody like to go up and talk? Get right back to the podium. Tell me who you are for the record.
For the record, my name is Bonnie Geddes. I am a resident of Hastings, Michigan. I live at 127 South Hanover, and I'm also the CEO and president of the Berry Community Foundation. I am before you tonight to ask for you to positively approve the public hearing about granting a commercial rehabilitation exemption, as well as the resolution to approve the brownfield plan. The Community Foundation has owned this property for about 6 years now, and we have worked diligently finding developers that would come in and take this blighted piece of property that nobody wants. Nobody wants this property. And the developers that have come the second time, since the Community Foundation has owned this property, have spent millions of dollars just prepping to make sure that they were in compliance with MEDC, MISTA, and the city. They are working with a contaminated property. They are working and putting in a vapor barrier that increased the cost of this actual development by close to $1 million just in that piece. It has a community benefit portion to the property that is going to give daycare and food access to our community. And remember that the taxable value, while today sits at $7,800 per year, which we have gladly paid to the city for just sitting on this empty property. One thing I would ask you to remember is during this time on this empty piece of property, we have required more and more of your police presence than if this property was actually developed. So in my opinion, the actual service that is going to go to this property will be lessened, not increased. I also have a note that I want to read to you from Maggie Coleman. And Maggie is one of the members of our philanthropy family in Berry County. She states that she is excited that Hastings has the opportunity to access affordable housing close to home. And while this is mostly market rate, 25% of this project is affordable for our workforce housing. Much of the philanthropic interests in this community through the years have focused on community growth. This development adds another valuable resource that speaks directly to that goal. I thank you for supporting this valuable addition to the assets that Hastings and its surrounding area have to offer. Sincerely, Maggie Coleman. Thank you for your time.
Anybody else?
David Hatfield, 936 West Walnut, speaking as a citizen, also a longtime volunteer working for economic development. I also happen to chair the Hastings Planning Commission, and I'm also a member of the Board of Review. So I touch this project in a number of different ways. I can certainly echo everything that you just heard from Bonnie, but most importantly, I encourage you not to get caught in the weeds of some of the detail. The state has given us almost a nightmare plethora of issues as they have developed these opportunities for community development. But I think the important things to remember with this project are, first of all, we badly need housing. We need market rate housing. We need subsidized housing. This project will provide some of each. But most important, I'm concerned with the message that we send to not only these developers, but other developers that would be interested in doing projects in Hastings. The Planning Commission has worked very hard to help make housing development in Hastings more achievable. We've made some progress. We've got a lot more progress to be made. But if we fail to give developers the opportunity to take advantage of these programs that the state has created, we have slammed the door on future development, because there's no shortage of other communities that also badly need housing that would love to have developments like we're looking at here go up in their communities, and they would be very willing to look at these types of programs to help assist them in doing that. So I strongly encourage you to support the continuation of this project, and want to thank the foundation and the Baums for everything that they have done to bring us to this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Evening. Is this good? Okay. I'm Dave Baum. I'm a lifelong resident of Hastings. And I come here as an employer, as a community support member. Just my story from the company, Hastings Fiberglass. I'm the CEO of the company. I've been there over 40 years. So this is kind of my take on what this project could mean to the community, and so literally to businesses that are trying to bring people and professionals into this community. In the last 5 years, I've tried to hire 3 to 4 professionals, engineers, controllers, and the bottom line is, out of that 5 years, out of probably 4 or 5 potentials, I've only been able to hire 2 of them. And when I questioned them on the reasons, they liked the company, they liked the community, but they said, you know, there's really no place for me to bring my family into Hastings. And I'm looking at a 45-minute drive, and if I'm looking at that every day both ways, there's lots of other jobs available in the Grand Rapids area that I can choose and not spend an hour and a half, 2 hours on the road every day. So I just want to encourage you, as a selfish, I guess, reason, as an employer. It will help us bring in people, professionals into this community that will greatly impact the economic impact of this community. So I think the units are affordable from what I've seen. You know, in that $1,200 to $2,100 range for 1 to 3 apartment units, which I think is right in line with other studies that have been done. And then there was a report by I don't know how to... Antera? Okay. Thanks, Bonnie. A group out of Chicago that said there's really a need for 350 to 500 more residential units in Hastings to support the growth that's coming, which is, in the next 10 years, there's expected to be 2,300 to 5,000 more people that decide, hopefully, to reside in Hastings and be part of that economic impact. So we really need this to grow our area, and it would add a valuable resource and economic resource to the area. So I would greatly encourage you to consider that and approve this project. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Good evening, I'm Jim DeCamp. Like Bonnie, like Dave Hatfield, like Dave Baum, I'm here representing Flexstab, the DeCamp family, and asking that you guys consider moving forward with this project. It is near and dear to us. We've invested in this for years. We'll continue to invest in it as we do in the community, but we need to grow and be able to expand. And without the housing, it creates problems. As an employer, as a philanthropist, we need that. So I kindly ask that you consider that, and hopefully you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening. My name's Greg Taylor. I'm with Copper Rock Construction. I know we've been before this board before, and I want to thank you for your time and consideration tonight for this project, which we've been working on with your city staff for quite some time. Not to cover ground that's already been covered, but I think, as you know, this is, as Bonnie mentioned, this is a very complicated site because it's on the river, because of the floodplain, because of the creek that runs through it, because of the contamination, and because of the history on the site. I'd like to thank Bonnie, Dave, and Jim for their comments of support tonight. As we've mentioned in the past, it's been a pleasure to work with Hastings and the community of Hastings on this project. At all levels, you've been very welcoming, and we appreciate that because, as Bonnie mentioned, it does take a substantial resource and commitment to get a project like this to the level that it is. And we're very happy, as I think was reported to you by staff, that at long last we were able to get both MEDC and MSHDA support. And I'd like to mention at the highest possible level of grant possible in the state of Michigan. So those resources are coming to help make this project viable, and that's no small achievement for the community and for the project to secure those funds. As Mr. Hatfield indicated, those funds are in high demand all over the state, and we're very happy that we've been able to secure those for this particular project. I don't want to go into a ton of detail relative to the project tonight. I think you're aware of the site plan. It should have been in previous packages that you've looked at. We have some renderings here that my colleague Ryan can show you that shows our site plan along with some renderings of the apartment buildings, which again are 135 apartment buildings, 27 of which are priced at an attainable level for the entire duration of the reimbursement period, which is estimated as 25 years. There's also, the impact, like Mr. Baum mentioned, of those units. That allows for 27 units across each one of our product types to have a portion of those priced at an attainable level that's well below the published maximum amount that, again, MSHDA publishes for every county, including Berry County. And just for your reference, in this particular project, the range on those units is between 23 and 35% below the maximum amount that could be charged for those units under the published maximum. Again, that's based on our projections of what those market rates would be in the community. So we feel that we are delivering at multiple levels within the community. And again, this site, which as you know is a brownfield site, does require those additional dollars and resources that Bonnie mentioned to make sure that everyone is safe on the property and that the property is responsibly developed for the long term. We're very excited about this project. We've put a lot of effort and energy into it, and we're very proud of the product. We've tried very, very hard to make sure in a very expensive interest rate and construction materials environment to try to maintain a high quality of construction. You'll notice that there's an abundance of masonry on this, which is obviously a premium building material. Not to harken back to nursery rhymes of the houses of sticks and bricks, but obviously the bricks are a premium. And so we want to do everything we can to possibly maintain that high level of quality. We are ready to move forward on this project, and this is one of the last milestones before we can move forward. So again, we appreciate all of the energy and the interest in this project. We appreciate your consideration and support. Our attorney, Jared Belko with Warner Norcross, is here to answer any technical questions relative to the incentive side of this project. But again, with his good work and good work of the city staff, we're very pleased to be able to report that we are bringing back dollars from Lansing to help make this project succeed. And again, my congratulations to the city and the project team for securing the maximum amount of grant dollars that's possible in the state of Michigan for this project. And we're certainly here to welcome any questions and answer any questions you have this evening. We thank you for your time and attention.
Thanks, Greg.
Good evening, Jared Belfer with Warner Norcross here with the development team. I'll be brief. I echo everything that Greg just shared and everything else that the members shared earlier. I just want to underscore this is a complicated project. It comes with added costs. I think everybody knows there were previous developers who were not able to move forward with projects at this site. The development team has remained committed to finding a path forward with this. But I just want to underscore your support here tonight, as Greg mentioned, leverages support out of Lansing. And it was no small task getting their attention to this project. So we appreciate your consideration. Most importantly, if there are questions, we want to be able to answer those for you. We want to make sure that you're comfortable. It is a complex project. It has several layers to it. But we want to make sure that everyone is informed and comfortable when making that decision. So by all means, if there are questions, feel free to ask the development team this evening. But thank you for your consideration.
Anyone else? Anyone else want to direct their questions, comments?
If there are no comments for them, I would like to add my comments to the discussion. My name is Nicole Like. I'm a resident of the city of Hastings. I live at 538 West Madison Street. And I also am the Economic Development Director for the Berry County Chamber and EDA. And to echo what this type of housing means to our employers, this is not an issue just facing the city of Hastings. We hear it at every major employer that we go to and all of our small employers as well. The ability to attract and retain employees when they don't have houses that they can afford, when they don't have rental units that they can afford, is a huge barrier. And you see Kent County, where a lot of this growth, this pressure that we're facing right now on our market is coming from, they're going to continue to grow. And if you have the option of commuting, like they said, 45 minutes both ways when you can just get a job, an apartment in Kent County, we're going to lose that talent here. And we are seeing it especially at those higher level where you start getting into the professional certifications, the technical skills that just they're not in concentration in any community, so you have to recruit that type of talent in, but you have to have places for them to go. The other thing to consider when you're talking about like the rental rates and things like that, when you look at the changing demographics of our workforce as it gets younger, the needs for the types of housing and rental units that exist change. Younger generations are not having kids, they're not immediately settling down and getting married, so the need for a 3 or a 4 or a 5 bedroom house just isn't as high as it was 20 or 30 years ago. And so that's another key part of addressing that housing need, is building housing for the market that you're trying to attract. With that being said, this is a great step towards addressing the variety of housing that's needed for a healthy housing continuum. You have to create movement somewhere if you're going to attract every level of housing that's available. Missing middle housing is notoriously the hardest to build because that income level is kind of in a donut hole. They make too much to qualify for any type of assistance, but they don't make quite enough to be able to make straight market rate housing. And so this addresses that gap that's, again, really difficult to build for. So we would like to see this project move forward. We fully support it. We think it'll be a great investment into this community and allow for growth to continue into the future. That's all I have.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I'll close the public hearing. Do we want to ask questions of the council, or you think we want to do that when we get to that point?
I would suggest doing that under items of business.
Okay, next item up, public comment. Anybody here from the public like to get up and talk for 3 minutes? Tell us who you are, or you're a resident.
Don't start my clock yet, sir.
Mine's right here. Thanks for reminding me.
Dale Bolter, I live in Berry Township. But some would say I live here at the City of Hastings, Chief of Police for the City of Hastings, but not currently. Currently, right there is the Chief of Police acting in my absence. I wanted to come here tonight Yes, I was involved in a little accident. My mouth wired shut, so I sound a little different, but I have perfected the art of talking. So 3 minutes is not enough for me. Besides me here is my wife. Also, she is my caretaker, has been since our little mishap. Yes, I was driving. We were on the dunes, Silver Lake, and I tipped over our Jeep. It could happen to anyone. It happened to me. So that's what happened. I got some stuff that I'm dealing with. Doctor said about 3 months. Nothing takes 3 months. That's what I told him. So definitely trying to get back to work. But I'm here to tell you that when I finally did wake up from constant sedation, I'm not sure who was really responsible for that, but probably they needed a relief from my mouth from talking, I would assume. When I finally come to, I was very pleased to know that my wife was okay, and then secondly, that the city of Hastings was in great hands with my current deputy chief taking charge, and also every single member of this police department. It was so good to know that these guys stepped up and took care of this place. That's what each one of you sitting up there need to really know, what these people do every single day. But I'm going to tell you one thing. You guys almost got me kicked out of Mary Free Bed. Okay? Almost got me kicked out of Mary Free Bed. Council meeting. I want you guys to call me, call her, call the city manager, call Dan. If you have questions, call us. Call us. Especially if you have a question on our memos. I think I respect each and every one of you. You guys do an awesome job talking about all the housing coming in. You guys have done amazing. The city of Hastings, Dan here has done awesome. Sarah, I mean, I can't say enough for these people. And yeah, I work for Sarah, I work for you guys, I work for every citizen, sorry, it's hard to talk sometimes, here in this city. But to put these people that I have behind me and in service for you guys, it's great. Yeah, it chokes me up sometimes, but you know what? I was born here, I was raised here, I'll probably die here. You know, it's probably right at my desk because that's where I'm usually at. So, but again, proud of everybody. I'll be back, but until then, I have the utmost confidence in my team, and everybody here should also. And this plan across the street, I was sitting there thinking about this. The last time that I had any involvement in, it was 2 of Dan's ago, and myself and the late Mr. Baum and the DEA director were walking those halls of the old Royal Coach building, Mr. Baum was trying to make plans. I'm sure he had several plans in his head. Obviously that was before, you know, what took place. So anyway, guys, I appreciate everyone here. I'll be back. I'm shooting for the end of the month. She's probably shaking her head no, but I hear the timer going off, but I'll be back. So thank you very much. With that, I'm going to go.
Joe, I can stop you from talking. I'm glad you're here talking, Dale. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Were you driving too fast for conditions?
I would have probably written myself a ticket just because.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Anybody else for public comment?
Anybody?
Okay. Formal recognitions and presentations. We have Dave Hatfield here tonight. Do you have anything to talk about tonight, Dave? Not much. County level?
Not much, so I will keep it short and sweet, but I am glad to have the opportunity to be here. For those of you that were here during the pre-session, I was glad to have an opportunity to introduce our new county executive, Eric Zuska, to all of you. He will be back, but Eric is on the job and is everything plus that we could have hoped for in finding a successor to Michael Brown. So I encourage you to visit with him whenever you have the opportunity, but he brings a wealth of experience and I think will serve us very, very well. Otherwise, the primary thing that we have been engaged in over the last month has been dealing with elected officials' compensation. That's both the clerk, the treasurer, the sheriff, the drain commissioner, the registrar of deeds, as well as with the commissioners, and a great deal of discussion, thought went into that. I think that is now behind us, and at least puts us in a more competitive position than what we have been over the last couple of years. It's now our responsibility. Before, we used an elected officials compensation commission to take over that responsibility. The problem with that is that they could not act more frequently than every other year, and only once at that point. So as we faced periods like we did a year ago with rampant inflation and salary changes, we were able to do things for our staff that we could not do for our elected officials, and we've been playing a little bit of catch-up as a result of that. Any questions that any of you may have about the county and what we're engaged in right now? If not, I certainly encourage you to call me at any time. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Okay, item 9A, consider approval on the direction of staff, St. Rose request to hold the annual 5K fun run to be held on May 3rd, 2025. All that information's in your package, pretty much what they've done in the past. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion by Bowers, supported by Lane.
Yes, sure.
Let me get one done. Discussion. Any questions on this? Okay, hearing no comments, roll call.
Jarvis.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Nesbit.
Yes.
Rezegi.
Yes.
Stenzelbarton.
Yes.
Barlow.
Yes.
Bowers.
Yes.
Brem.
Yes.
Tassava.
Yes. Also in your packets, item 9B, receive and place on file 16 invoices totaling $467,407.87 as detailed in your attachment. Do I hear a motion to approve and place on file?
So moved. Support.
Okay, motion by Nesbit, supported by Jarvis, to receive and place on file 16 invoices totaling $467,407.87 as detailed in your attachment. Roll call.
I'm sorry, I have a question. I'm really sorry to do this to you. Is it just a coincidence that on page 20 and 21 of, 19 and 20 of the PDF, we have two different invoices, two different items, a list of items, and both of them are exactly $9,999.
That's the maximum of the grant award.
2 grants.
Yes.
Oh,
So they're two separate projects, 2 grants, but that's the maximum that they qualify for.
okay. I thought it was odd that two totally different things had the exact same price.
That MEDC grants that we got, they're for, how many was that, Dan?
The neighborhood enhancement program
Yeah.
grants. The city received $65,000. It's actually a reimbursement grant, so once we pay for the project, we submit reimbursement from the state.
So didn't each individual get up to $10,000 or?
Each individual could apply for up to $9,999. We had a few that did apply for that amount. We had some that applied for less.
Okay, depends on what they were doing.
Depends upon what.
Okay, one other thing, I have a note here written more and,
Bruges Inc.
right. We have a late invoice, why are we having to pay $245 for somebody that didn't get paid because it's a late invoice? Did I read something right or wrong?
I don't see that in the list.
I have it in my notes and I can't find it.
So it's 14, 15, or 16, I don't know what page that is.
I need to get life.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
I mean, I can check in on it and get back to you if that's more convenient.
Okay. I'm looking for it real quick.
Yeah, I'll double check it and I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Yes, I'd be happy to do that.
Anything else? Roll call.
McLean.
Yes.
Nesbit.
Yes.
Rezegi.
Yes.
Stensel-Barton.
Yes.
Barlow.
Yes.
Bowers.
Yep.
Brem.
Yes.
Jarvis.
Yes.
Tassava.
Yes. Okay. Items of business. Item A, consider approval of adoption of Resolution 2024-27, approving an amendment to the 2008 Brownfield Plan. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Motion by Brem, supported by McLean, to approve adoption of Resolution 2024-27, approving an amendment to the 2008 Brownfield Plan. Discussion. Questions? Go ahead.
I'd just like to point out that the $7,800 we get a year for taxes on that is all we're gonna get if we don't approve this. Meaning that we're worried about getting $7,800 for 25 years. We're gonna get it for the next 50 years because if we get another developer that comes back in here, they're gonna want the same thing. If we don't approve this now, we're gonna end up with $7,800 for 50 years.
Any other
It's
comments?
common sense.
I really want to ask John a question just to hear him talk, because I'm not a person. I won't.
I knew my vote counted tonight.
You got a question or you just want?
Just want to annoy John.
I got a question for Copper Rock. The name of this is going to be 420 East Mills LLC, right? Is that Copper Rock or? I understand I've looked into Copper Rock. There's Copper Rock Construction, then there's Copper Rock Real Estate.
No, we'll get you clarity on
Okay, and you're going to have to manage this, so, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the ultimate name of the project will be, but the entity you're referring to is the single purpose entity established for the project itself. So that's the LLC name that the development, group will make the investment through. Dean or Greg, and I don't know if you've come up with a name yet for the actual project itself.
Did you, Linda, do you know who that was? Do you need his name?
Next thing I'm kidding.
Jordan somebody. I don't
Apparently
know
you
his
came
last
up with a name, you'll like it. Well, if you like
Jared.
it, keep it. I'm just trying to understand Copper Rock Construction and Copper Rock Real Estate, and who's going to manage it.
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, the placeholder name that we have today is the Hastings Riverwalk Lofts.
Oh, that sucks,
sounds a
change
lot
it.
better.
Terrible? All right.
We can call it the Clean Law.
Okay, that's fine.
Who's going to manage it?
Will man.
Who's we?
Copper Rock will man.
Copper Rock,
Yeah, they'll take care of it.
construction or real estate, are they under?
Kind of all under one.
It's all under one roof,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Okay. I was probably, I don't know if people picked it up in other meetings, pretty much against doing this. Thinking the city's giving up an awful lot of money, which we are. But in the return, we're going to be making money from it too, getting our money to run the city. Not up front, but later down the road. So, probably 5-10 yesterday, last evening, I kind of changed my mind and kind of go along with the project, so I just thought I'd pass that on. I wish I voted against you guys getting the utility thing taken care of. I still thought that was picking winners and losers, but I think this is a winning project, so congratulations, and
Don't
I wish you
congratulate me
luck.
yet.
You're not married to me. You're not
Sorry,
allowed to say no, you can rub me hard. Sorry.
Point of order.
Please.
I got excited, sorry.
Did you have a question, Jackie?
No, sir, I do not.
Bill, got a question? Any other questions?
I just think this is kind of a no-brainer. That property's gonna sit there vacant for as long as we don't allow something like this. So it makes perfect sense to go along with it.
Fun story. I was about his age, and I looked at doing this with Mr. Baum, walked on it, many moons ago. When I saw Jackie, she joked like, man, it came full circle. She looks the same, I've aged quite a bit.
Thank you, Gene, thank you.
One of the comments I want to make, I know some of you had to work, I didn't. We went down to Allegan a couple weeks ago for Mayor Exchange, and I was real impressed with their development along the river, and I can see that over here. So I am definitely in favor of this project. Any other comments?
I'll be able to watch it grow.
Yeah.
I mean, every day I will see it, so.
Any other comments?
You're welcome. I'm gonna make fun of you.
Okay, roll call.
Nesbit,
Yes.
Rezegi,
Yes.
Stenzelbarton,
Yes.
Barlow,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yep.
Brem,
Yes.
Jarvis,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Tassava.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Consider approval of adoption of Resolution 2024-28, approving the commercial rehabilitation, that's a good word, rehabilitation exemption certificate application from 420 East Mill LLC for properties located at 328 East Mill and 420 East Mill. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion, sir.
Support. Motion by Barlow, supported by Rezegi, to approve the adoption of Resolution 2024-28, approving the commercial rehabilitation exemption certificate application from 420 East Mill Street LLC for properties located at 328 East Mill and 420 East Mill. Questions? Roll call.
Rezegi,
Yes.
Stenzelbarton,
Yes.
Barlow,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yep.
Brem,
Yes.
Jarvis,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Nesbit,
Yes.
Tassava.
Yes. Okay, staff presentations, policy discussions. City manager report. You guys want to hang around, or you want me to give you a chance to leave? I appreciate it.
Thank you.
After you introduce my report,
Introduce you.
you don't have to listen to my report, I guess.
After you worked so hard
I
to be
will.
married.
I will. Thank you.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you, Molly.
Go ahead, Sarah.
All right. So wanted to let you know that Linda and I have discussed changes to the way that meeting minutes are recorded. I don't know when it happened, if it was during COVID or what, where we started recording who made comments. That's really not necessary or beneficial to the minutes. So moving forward, Linda will be recording who made the motion and seconded it, and if there's a roll call vote, write down who voted what way. But it's really unnecessary and really a significant challenge to keep track of who made various comments, especially when we're not even recording what's being said, just that people were saying things. So that is how we will be recording the meeting minutes effective this meeting and meetings going forward as well. Also wanted to let you know that the contractor has started filling in the Venice site. So the ugly hole in the ground downtown is on its way out of here. So we're all very happy to see that. Also wanted to remind you that early voting starts on Saturday, October 26th at the community center. It goes for 9 days. We are trying to encourage early voting as much as possible to keep down lines on election day. So if you are so inclined to vote early, we would appreciate it, and we are here to help you vote in whatever way works best for you. Also wanted to give you a heads up about a little scheduling irregularity that's coming up with our council meetings. So our next council meeting will be October 28th, but the following council meeting falls on Veterans Day. So we are not meeting that Monday. We will be meeting on Tuesday, November 12th. So if that's not already in your calendar, please mark that down because that is a little bit different than how we typically meet. And I also wanted to let you know that my annual review form is in paper copy at your desk. If you could return that to Mayor Tassova by the next council meeting, that would be greatly appreciated. I'll also send out an electronic copy if that's easier for some of you.
Yes, thank you. I
Be better,
appreciate
yes.
that.
I'm happy to do that. So that's all I have unless there are any other questions.
I think Jackie had a question of Dan last week about this. Can you give us, geez, I lost, what's the progress on getting back to our live streaming? You explained it to me today, but can you explain it to everybody else?
Yeah, so we're working on a quote to figure out what equipment is needed. So live stream, as I understand it, switched over to Vimeo, or Vimeo purchased live stream, and we had to kind of migrate our licensing and everything over that way. The computer that's been used for live stream is quite old, and we don't think that we're going to be able to use it. That's part of the problem with the transition into this other program. So Dan LeClaire is working with a vendor on figuring out what equipment needs we may have to migrate that over. So we're looking at a few different options to be able to get that up and running again. So I believe that, I mean, I know it's still being recorded. I don't know if it's still on their YouTube channel. I don't know if Dan wants to step out. Is he in there?
Here he comes.
He can maybe explain it better than I just did. Welcome, Dan.
I don't think I'm on the camera.
He can give us a up-to-the-minute update on how that's coming along.
Yeah, sorry for the interruption. You can watch it live on Facebook, and there are many people watching live right now. So if you look for Hastings Cable Access on Facebook, you can find it streaming live there. It's also will be on demand later on YouTube, which also has playlists of past meetings, both City Council and Planning Commission, but those are on demand and not live. So we are working on the solution for the live stream, and I hope that will come about soon. But as I say, it is available for the public to watch, either on cable for those who have that still, as well as on Facebook.
I have a question.
So do I.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Is there a reason that we stream it on the Cable Access Facebook site instead of the City of Hastings Facebook site? And I know that I've heard in the past that, the commenting, you can turn the comments off. And there seems to be a lot of confusion in our community about the Cable Access. And when you go on the Cable Access channel or on their Facebook page, the amount of people that follow that as opposed to the amount of people that follow the City of Hastings, it seems like it would be advantageous of us as a community to post it on the Facebook page where it's the City of Hastings Facebook page so that more people are reached, and it's easier to find in the event that somebody did want to watch it.
Right, yeah, I understand. I guess it's more of a thing we've done traditionally, so that's the way it happened. But I think it probably can be done. to go direct, but we'd have to talk about that, so.
I mean, do we have a Hastings Cable Access group anymore, or?
We do not have the committee, but as I'm the program manager, and I communicate with members of the City of Hastings for anything that we need to do with that. So any updates or changes that need to be made. So, we can communicate about that and talk about, possibly going directly to that. But as it is right now, or before the live stream, not Facebook live stream, but the live stream on what's now Vimeo, that appears on the City of Hastings website. It has right along.
Yes.
And you can, subscribe that you get a notification when the meeting goes live. But that's been paused temporarily, and hopefully we can get that up more. So that is, more direct as rather than, piggybacking off of the cable access channel. So, but that can be talked about, and hopefully we come up with solutions pretty soon here. But there are lots of people watching on Facebook the way we're doing it right now. I share those the minute we go live. I share that to other prominent Hastings-oriented Facebook sites, and as many as 52 people at one time are watching tonight. So probably hundreds were watching live, and then before it's all over, a week later, there'll be a couple thousand at least that watch it. So people are accessing it and watching it one way or another. So.
Go ahead. I have a question. Was the workshop videoed that we had today?
No, we didn't. We don't record those. We only do the regular City Council and Planning Commissions at this time. But
the reason I asked the question is there were a lot of questions at that meeting from council members, and if you go by the council meeting, it could be perceived that, boy, they didn't even ask any questions hardly. There were a lot of good questions, in-depth questions, and we got answers to. And it'd be better if we had something like that to show people that, we didn't just say, rubber stamp something that came across.
Well, I'm hoping that a reporter sitting here is gonna put that in paper, what we did talk about during the workshop. It's the reason I brought that up. I know, Dan had said something to me, because I asked Dan today about our live streaming. He said that you had talked to him at the
I did.
convention.
There's been several people who've asked me.
So that's where we're at now. He's working on it. Hopefully we get the equipment, I think a lot of people, they like to go to our city website and look at it, so you have that option. We could talk about it, maybe put it on the city's Facebook page, but, we have to have the equipment to be able to do whatever we're going to do, right?
Well, and we can maybe edit our website if it's going to be a little bit, before we get this fixed, edit our website so that there's a note that says where they can be accessed.
That would be great.
Since they can't be accessed currently through the traditional means. So
right.
that might
or
help
the YouTube,
redirect as well.
Playlist could be embedded on there temporarily until we get up and going.
Sure. So yeah, we'll work on a workaround since this has taken a little bit longer than we hoped.
Yeah.
So we can do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate the
Thank you,
update.
Dan.
Can I jump in? You're with not recording that people are making, that council members are making comments. You're not recording that on the minutes. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. So currently in the minutes, it'll say Stencil Burton commented,
Right.
but it doesn't say,
Doesn't say what, I think it's because of just what you just said about the meeting
Well,
and the
but that's,
workshop.
to
that
take
we had-
minutes, that's the way you take minutes, else you'd be writing
Right, I know
book.
you couldn't write everything.
Yeah. But that's the way minutes are, that's why a video would be nice of it, so.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on.
It's over with.
You done?
Yes, sir.
Are you done?
if you are.
Oh, no, I'm asking you. You done your report?
No.
In your packet, you have Travis Tate's Public Service Monthly Report. You have anything to add to your report, Travis?
Nothing to add.
Any questions of Travis?
Oh, boy. My neighbors, I have a neighbor across the street, neighbor next to me. They had these flags put up in their yard, red flags and a blue flag, and I think one meant water, one electricity. And they had dead trees in front of their house.
Okay.
Their dead trees got cut down. I didn't even get a pink stake yet.
You haven't got a pink
No,
stake.
no, and I'm gonna wind up sitting with a dead tree for a whole year.
I don't think so.
Okay, I was just curious, because had some contractor come cut the trees down, I think they're gonna put another tree there, right? I'm assuming?
Yeah, we're in the process of putting all the pink stakes out right now, so.
Okay.
If yours hasn't been done yet.
Well, give me a pink stake and then pull it out. Thank you.
Anything else? Also in your packet, you have Fire Chief Jordan's monthly report. Do you have anything to add, Chief?
No.
Anybody have any questions of the chief?
I do.
Go ahead.
What is a good intent call?
A good intent is somebody calls in a structure fire in the city of Hastings and we get there and it's just somebody having a campfire in the backyard.
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha.
Structure fire, it's a fire.
Or really pretty many times when we call something in and they think it's something that it isn't, we get there and it's nothing, so we put it down as a good intent. They meant good by calling in.
Okay, I gotcha.
Any other questions of Mark? Thanks, Chief. Item C, Library Director Hemmerling's monthly report. Anybody have any comments or anything going on at the library? They did hang up a bunch of new quotes over there, I see. They have, they're having all these people that do quoting around the county come in and
Not
hang
all
them up.
the people, I know one that did.
Well, they'll call you tomorrow. Okay, your big stake.
Okay, I'll let her know.
Okay.
She's probably on the thing right now.
Okay, also have the assessor's monthly report. Also, if you need any information, if you want to ask her any questions about what we voted on tonight, she's off right now, but she'll be back next Monday, I think. Also, that's it. Reports communications. Item A, YMCA update for City of Hastings, September 9th, 2024. Item B, Hastings Public Library Board of Trustees draft minutes, meeting minutes of October 7th, 2024. Item C, November 2024 event calendar. Entertain a motion to accept and place those three items on file.
I'll make a
that
motion.
Your Honor.
Stencilbard, motion by Stencilbard, supported by McLean to receive and place on file items A through C. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Public comment. Anybody here from the public like to get up and talk? They want to introduce themselves as new reporter or the editor. Tell us who you are. Only been here.
Hello. My name is Molly McLeod. I'm the new editor at the Hastings Banner, the Reminder, and the Sun and News. I'm a Berry County resident, born and raised. I'm from Woodland, Michigan, not too far from here. My parents both have lived and worked in Hastings for many years, so I'm happy to be here. I've been covering the Lakewood community for the past 2.5 years. Since I started at the newspaper, I graduated from the University of Michigan in 2022 with a degree in public policy. Thank you. Go Blue. Yeah, and I'm happy to be here. If anyone needs to contact me, you can talk to me after the meeting, and I'm happy to share a card with you and get to know you. Thanks.
Good. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Mayor and council comments. Bill, you got any comment tonight?
Not tonight, sir.
Don, any comment tonight? Jordan?
No, sir.
Terry?
No, sir.
Al?
I'm all set, thank you.
Jackie?
Yes, I do have one thing to say. It was a proud community moment for me. For my regular day job, I was chosen to go to the MERS conference, and I saw Dan there. But as I was at the MERS conference, Michael Brown, who was our administrator for the county, had been a part of MERS for a long time and been on their board. And they recognized him at the conference, and I was sitting there and I just thought, oh, I'm so proud. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys because he's done a lot for them, and they recognized him in a very unique way. And as part of this community, I thought, oh, that's our people. So I just wanted to share that.
Norman?
No, I don't, thank you.
You want to speak up?
Tonight, your first one. in this room at 6 o'clock, we were way apart in this project. And I want to tell you all that I'm very proud of us for coming together and doing what's right for this community.
Okay, thank you, John. I have no comment tonight, which is odd to me. I got a fantastic picture of Sarah today. I'm going to show it to everybody. She was given some, what were those glasses you had on?
They're happy glasses.
So anything else to come for council? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion by McLean, support by Jarvis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. We're adjourned. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
I have happy glasses too, but they have vodka in them.
This wasn't that kind of glasses.
I found